Welcome everyone to our Friday chat with Father Pat and Father. Weekend coming up is this weekend is Good Shepherd Sunday, and I know the emphasis, or at least one of the emphases, I'm not sure what that word is on vocations and our vocations in life. And I'd like for you to maybe tell everybody a little bit about that this Friday.
Yeah, so this is Good Shepherd Sunday. Always the fourth Sunday of Easter is Good Shepherd Sunday because the gospel passage is always a passage from John where Jesus is talking about being the Good Shepherd. But it's recognized that while Jesus is the Good Shepherd, that he depends on us to respond to his call to shepherd each other. And that's what a vocation is about. A vocation is responding to the call of God. It comes from voice, or voc, right? It's responding to that call of God. And so Good Shepherd Sunday is also a day of prayer for vocations. We particularly want to pray for priestly, clergy vocations, religious vocations, and we want to particularly keep those in mind. But it is a day for all vocations. It's a day for all of us to stop and think about how God is calling us to be a shepherd. How God is calling us to help him in shepherding his people, what that vocation is that is in our call. Today's Mass reading here on Friday is the first reading is the Conversion of Saul. And, we know that Saul, who became Paul, was persecuting the Christians in Jerusalem. The Christians fled to Damascus, and so he went on the road to Damascus to go persecute the Christians there, bring them back to Jerusalem to persecute them. And on the way, he encountered Christ and had a conversion experience. And in that, God called Ananias to go visit with Saul. When after Saul's conversion, God had blinded him, put scales on his eyes, and God called Ananias to go visit Saul. And you got to wonder, right, about Ananias responding to that call, right? Ananias was probably one of those that was part of the Christian community there in Jerusalem. And then when the persecutions got bad, had fled to Damascus. He had heard rumors of Saul coming there. He tells God, "Oh, look, I've heard about this Saul." He knew that he was coming there to persecute him. And God is telling him to go see him, that he wants him to be an instrument of his work. And Ananias goes. It's just amazing how God calls us to shepherd one another and to maybe do some things that are uncomfortable. And, especially at this time as we come out of the pandemic and, we really need to reflect on how God is calling us. What's that next step that he's calling us to, how he wants us to go forth and shepherd to his people. Just take a small step, right? Reach out to someone who's maybe been away from the church, or someone who is hurting or suffering, and become a real shepherd for them. That's what this is all about. It's about supporting each other on our faith journey. Throughout this Easter season, we've been talking about how we need to look at this new life we have in Christ, that as we celebrate Christ's resurrection, to realize that in baptism we died with Christ and rose with Christ to a new life. And as we rise to this new life, we need to reflect on how God is calling us, what that vocation is. So this weekend, we'll be talking about that at the Masses, and we'll have a flyer, a little interest card that you can fill out to get more information about the different vocations, the different possibilities that we have, the different ministries, things that you can get involved in here. Just looking at what that next step is that you can take. And as always, we still have the Disciple Maker Index survey going on. We encourage everybody to go out and fill out that survey, because that will that will help us as a parish formulate what we need to be doing to support you in taking that next step.
In fact, this latest number that we have is 276. So we have a good number of folks that are helping out by sharing their views and their faith journey with us. So, and another, I think 9 days before that, I'm checking my calendar. That's about what it is. May 2nd is when we are going to bring it to an
Yeah,
end.
through next weekend. So all next week through next weekend it's going. So we thank all of those who filled out the survey. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, I encourage you to go out and fill out the survey, give us the feedback so that we can plan where we're heading as a parish.
Father, thank you for your time. We'll see you this weekend and talk to you again on Monday.
All right.
Bye.